What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, we're going to be going over some of the best raid Pokemon that you should build from the Teal Mask DLC. And this is including Pokemon not just from the Teal Mask decks, but also from the Pokemon Home update that added a few more Pokemon as well. And of course, guys, like this type of content, enjoy this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel by joining the Pan Fam by hitting that join channel member button below. Now let's begin with our physical attackers, and the main physical attacker that this DLC added is Ogerpon. Ogerpon is a phenomenal Pokemon, and all four variants on Ogerpon are all great, and we have different builds for each one. Now for the grass variant of Ogerpon is really nice because one, you have your item slot still, so you can put any item you want here, which gives it a big advantage. And I actually recommend the item Scope Lens. You could also do Shell Bell as well as another great option. Now to note, you cannot change the Tera on your Ogerpon, so you can only do that with the different masks, so it will be Tera Grass. And we're going to be running a max HP, max attack, adamant nature, and the grass one has the ability Defiant. Now Defiant is an incredible ability because whenever you get a stat drop from the opponent, your attack goes up by 2 stages. And out of all the Ogerpons for raiding, I would say this one does have the best ability. It's such a good ability, especially against certain raid bosses that like maybe use like Icy Wind or like would lower your special attack and not even affect your physical attack. You're gonna be getting free buffs, and this is gonna go absolutely crazy. Now the reason why I like Scope Lens on the grass one is because of Defiant increasing my attack, so I don't necessarily need to set up, and we can just sort of bank on crits from Ivy Crudgel. Now this move changes its type based on Ogerpon's mask, so this will be a grass type move in this case, and it has a high crit rate, 100 damage, 100 accuracy move. Absolutely phenomenal. Now we can set up our own physical attack, which I would probably do on the first or second turn, get to +2 or +4. And if you want that HP recovery, you can just use Horn Leech as well. If you don't want to use Shell Bell, then definitely have Horn Leech, so you at least have an HP regain option. Now the big reason why I like Scope Lens is Scope Lens plus Ivy Crudgel plus Focus Energy is pretty much meaning we are going to be nailing like a crit every single time. It's going to be insane. It's you're going to be critting so often. So with the crit and maybe like a Swords Dance and maybe a Defiant boost, yeah, you're going to pretty much sweep anything that is going to be weak to grass. And I actually might say that Ogerpon Grass might be the best grass attacker in the game. And we'll go over that in a future video when I list the best attackers for every single type. Now for Fire Ogerpon, it's pretty phenomenal, honestly, and you can make the debate that is actually potentially even better. So Grass Fire is phenomenal offensive typing, and you do have Heart Flame Mass. All the mass actually increase all your attacking moves by 1.2 times, which is actually really good. You're going to have the ability Mold Breaker this time, which is different, meaning you don't have to care about your opponent's abilities. So Flash Fire will not be affected here, which is really good. So you can just go through Flash Fires, not care. It's not going to eat your attack. So something like a Chandelier, you can just easily raid on as an example. We're going to go max HP, max attack, adamant nature, of course. And Ivy Crudgel will now be a fire type move. And I actually recommend, instead of having Focus Energy, having Sunny Day, which furthers the damage of fire type attacks because you're going to be Tera Fire no matter what, so you might as well go all in. And when you do Tera, you do remove your ability Mold Breaker, and you do get +1 attack. So that's going to be huge. So I think damage output wise, Heart Flame Mass is going to be the easiest to get your damage output wise, just because you get that +1 on Tera, which is really nice. However, Grass Tera for the other one is going to be really good too, but there is more setup with the Focus Energy involved. Now we have the Water Ogerpon with the Wellspring Mass. Once again, you're going to become a water type now because your mass is a water mass, and Wellspring Mass increases all your damage by 1.2. Once again, max HP, max attack, adamant nature, and you have Water Absorb, which is a really good competitive ability, but for raiding, you're going to probably bring this to a Pokemon that's going to be weak to water, so this could be really good or not useful at all. So it really depends. And just like the fire one, we're going to have Rain Dance here. And we want to increase the water type damage here, and also reduces the fire damage coming in at us if you ever have to worry about that. Another nice thing is when you do Tera, you get a special defense boost, so you get some bulk incoming with this. And Ivy Crudgel becomes a water type move, which is pretty nice. Now to our last one is Rock Ogerpon. And Rock Ogerpon has Sturdy, which is probably the least useful of all of them, especially for raiding, because if you go down to Sturdy, you're pretty much already lost to raid at that point. But we're going max HP, max attack, adamant nature. I think Focus Energy is probably what you want here instead of something like Sandstorm. Sandstorm increases your special defense by 1 stage, which is pretty nice, but it's not necessarily going to help your damage output. So I do think just Focus Energy of Ivy Crudgel will give you a 50% boost of getting that crit, which is going to be really nice. Ivy Crudgel is going to be a rock type move, which is actually crazy good. Having a 100 damage rock type move that has high crit and doesn't miss, it's just better Stone Edge. So this is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Now for our special attackers, and I think Sinistcha is actually a really good special attacker, and it can even be a support role Pokemon. So Sinistcha, I prefer the Grass Tera on it, and you can use a Life Orb or a Shell Bell, up to you. And we're going to go max HP, max special attack. Now, I like the ability Heat Proof on it because Heat Proof essentially removes its weakness to fire, which is really convenient, especially for a lot of raids or just a raid where a Pokemon may just have a fire coverage move. It's just really nice to have this. But Hospitality is also pretty decent as well. But that only really works when you are getting knocked out a considerable amount of times. So the reason why I like this Pokemon is because of Matcha Gotcha. Matcha Gotcha does 80 damage special grass type move. Yes, it's 90% accurate. However, it drains the raid Pokemon's life. So this is why you don't necessarily need Shell Bell, because you're gonna get that like Drain Punch recovery essentially here, which is really nice. And you're also going to have a 30% chance of burning the opponent. So if they're a physical attacker, that's actually going to be pretty massive. You also have Nasty Plot, so you can set up on them, which is really nice. Fortunately, you don't have a way of actually dropping their special defense, but you do have String Sap, which is really good. So if you want to play more of as a supporter role, String Sap is phenomenal. You recover your own HP and you drop their physical attack by 1. It doesn't work through shields, but it's very good. And to round it out, Energy Ball does do more damage than Matcha Gotcha. So if you just want to go with the pure raw damage, then Energy Ball is going to be the better move. But Matcha Gotcha does have that better sustain and that burn chance, which is really nice overall. Now, another great special attacker is actually Monkey Dory. Monkey Dory with the Tera Poison or Tera Psychic, both of them will be pretty good. And Shell Bell is ideally the move here, because unfortunately, you're not that bulky of a Pokemon, so you definitely need that HP sustain. You're going to go max HP, max special attack, modest nature. And you do have a really high special attack stat. I mean, 394 is pretty great. And Toxic Chain's pretty cool. You have a chance of toxicing the enemy with any attack you do, whether it's physical or special. 30% chance of actually toxicing your foe, which is pretty good. So what I like about this Pokemon is you have both Acid Spray and Nasty Plot. Acid Spray lowers your special defense by 2, works through shields, pretty good. Nasty Plot boosts your special attack by 2, really good. And then you have 2 great stab moves. You have Psychic and Sludge Wave. You can replace Psychic with a Size Shock if you want to hit their physical defense, but with Acid Spray, this has better synergy. And Sludge Wave hits really hard. It's 95 damage, which is really good. Also has a chance of poisoning. So with Sludge Wave and Toxic Chain, you're just going to have a high chance of getting a poison status effect on the Raidmon. Like that matters too much, but it's still a pretty cool thing that can occur. Now for our last special attacker, let's talk about Manaphy with the Shell Bell and Tera Water. This Pokemon's probably going to be one of the best, if not the best, water special attacker for a very good reason. It has the move Tail Glow. Now Tail Glow raises your special attack by 3, and it's faster than Nasty Plot, because Nasty Plot is only by 2. So 2 turns, and then you're at +6 already. And of course, we're going to be running this at max HP, max special attack, modest nature. And Fake Tears also lower special defense, so we're going to hit that +6 really quick and get that -2 3 more times, and we're at +6, they're at -6, and then we can start popping off with Surf. Now Surf is 100 accuracy, it's great, and I like it a lot more than Hydro Pump, but Hydro Pump does do more damage. Now if you want to have a better moveset than Hydro Pump, you could remove Hydro Pump and put like Rain Dance, which is actually great. It'll boost the damage of Surf even further, and also it'll trigger your ability Hydration, which means your like any status conditions that you have will be removed. So that's another good option. Or you can put like a coverage move here, like Energy Ball or something like this. But Manaphy seriously is probably the best Pokemon that was added to the Teal Mask DLC for a raid Pokemon. Now for supporters, I'm going to have a couple new supporters to talk about that I think may have a niche in the raid meta. And the first one's going to be Alolan Ninetales of Light Clay. Max HP, max defense, bold nature, and has the ability Snow Warning, so it sets up the snow. If you didn't know, ice types in the snow get a 50% defense boost, which is actually pretty huge. So it does make Alolan Ninetales incredibly bulky. And we're going to have the move Aurora Veil. Now with the item Light Clay, Aurora Veil is going to last for 8 turns and is essentially setting up Reflect and Light Screen at the exact same time. Now, because the snow is up, we will have a Never Miss Blizzard, which is going to be pretty huge and pretty solid for supporting. And we also have Fake Tears to lower the special defense and Chilling Water to go through shields and lower the physical attack by 1. Now, we also have Charm, so if you want to just lower the physical attack by 2, but it doesn't go through shields, you can use that as well. Your Tera could be Tera Ice if you want to keep getting that snow boost defense as well. But you can also do something like Tera Water as well, Tera Steel, or Tera Fairy for a bunch of different support options too. Now, for funsies, if you want to run special attacking Alolan Ninetales, it's pretty much the same set, except we're going max HP, max special attack, modest nature. And the big difference is we're going to have Nasty Plot on here instead of having Chilling Water, so you can further boost your special attack. It's going to be pretty decent, but obviously there's going to be a lot of better options for the Ice and for the Fairy category here too. And our last support Pokemon is going to be Galarian Weezing with Tera Fairy and Shell Bell, and max HP and max defense with Bold Nature. Now, 2 great abilities on this Pokemon. Misty Surge sets up Misty Terrain, which is great, reduces dragon damage by 50%, makes it so no one can be status for 5 turns, and it boosts some fairy type moves, which is really good. Now, the other ability is also incredibly good, which is Neutralizing Gas. It essentially makes it so the raid boss will have no ability, which is pretty massive because a lot of Pokemon are really strong because of their ability. So it depends on the situation. Sometimes Misty Surge is going to be better, and sometimes Neutralizing Gas will be better. So it depends on the raid, but both of those are phenomenal abilities. Now the moveset is actually incredibly strong on this Weezing. So Acid Spray, great. Great for special attacker support, wonderful. We love that. Clear Smog will make it so the raid boss will lose their stat buffs. So you can debuff them, and you can also remove all their positive buffs as well. Strange Steam is going to be our attacking move here. It also has a chance of confusing the foe, which is really good. So, you know, we got some hacks going on with the confusion. We can remove their buffs. We can debuff them through shields, of course, and then taunt to make it so they can't do setup moves against us. So I actually think Galarian Weezing is going to be an incredibly strong support Pokemon. You can also make the argument for a regular Weezing to be an incredibly strong support Pokemon as well. The big thing about regular Weezing is you don't have Strange Steam. And I think the fairy typing is incredibly strong because being immune to dragon is pretty huge, and it's just great defensively as well. Whatever you have it, guys, those are all the new Teal Mask Pokemon that I recommend at the moment. We're going to have another raid guide video talking about the best attackers for each type in the near future, so stay tuned for that. Of course, guys, enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.